the mathematics is that is not just 1+1 or 2+2. It comes greater, bigger, because team has a very great quality, human quality, about culture, about mentality, and about very disciplined identity, tactical and strategical, and that gives you the advantage, strategical advantage about opponents.
The confidence you would have in going from the third division to the second division with this group of players. Of course, in the summer transfer window, there's going to be players come and go, and so to go up finally into the Serie B, you've got such a solid group of players. Of course, you will add and subtract some players as you need to, but names like Daniele Casiraghi, Jeremy Bro, you've got De Cole there, Fabian Tate, and Hans Fink. I know Hans Fink is leaving the club after 12 seasons.
Yes.
Yeah,
but
and
he will stay around, so he's important to build the mentality for everyone who comes now from outside. As you said, the Serie B is a very hard championship, a different kind of championship. It was you have to need much more quality and speed, but the base is good. Base is good because it's strong. No, it's solid. Then you have to work to do it better, to get even better, to become even better team. But why not? You have to be ambitious, humble, because we are new guys in the Serie B. There are very great teams and great cities. No, they are competitive, very competitive. But we will try to, in some way, surprise them.
Yeah, absolutely. And another name I wanted to mention was Fabian Tate. He's 29 years old. Yeah. He's at least 8 seasons with the club and nearly 300 games. He's from Bolzano as well, born there. Is he one player that the locals of Bolzano, is he like their iconic player that they've known since Serie C, and now he's going to help you, Javorčić and Tate coming together in Serie B and able to push this club into a direction? Obviously, winning Serie B is something, it's a big discussion, but competing, we saw clubs like Perugia come up from Serie C and Como, and they were able to perform well. And we saw clubs like Parma and Spal struggling. We have a really good setup now in Serie B, where you're going to have away trips in Sardinia, against Cagliari if they come down. I mean, this is amazing for Sudtirol and the region of Bolzano in general, because the club has only been around since 1995.
Yes, it's a very young club. Yes. It's a big opportunity for us, for all of us. You said it well that Tate represents the identity now of the team. I think the identity is important, the sense of belonging to one city, to one region. It comes out the good emotions, the good vibration, and it is important to have identity in such a competitive league. It will be a good example for us to follow, to everyone new that will come from other cities, other clubs. And sure, he's important. We care much about this sense of identity. It's important.
And in that part of Italy, you're close to Austria. So I noticed when I went to Bolzano, a lot of the shop signs were in German.
Yes, there is German minority here. There is even a mentality, a cultural mentality that is bound with the German way of doing things. It's all about integrity. We in the team we have players that are from here. We have players from the south. I am a foreigner now, even if I was 25 years, but I'm Croatian. We have a lot of guys that come from other countries. So it's all about integrity and the sensibility to respect the diversity.
That's a great point. I wanted to talk about your goalkeeper, Giacomo Poluzzi, who he played every minute this season, 3,600 minutes. I remember his name. It jogged my memory. He played with Spal when they were in Serie A and Serie B.
Yes.
He was the second keeper at times, and he played with Bonifazi, Petagna, Lazzari, Kurtic, under Leonardo Semplici as well. At 34 years of age, is he someone with the experience that can bring some of these Sudtirol players, can help them come through, because he's been in Serie B before, to make that jump from Serie C to Serie B? Maybe some of the players are having nerves, or they're a little bit cautious, or they're wondering what to expect. Is he someone that can help your younger players?
Yes, absolutely, yes, because he has experience. He has a quality as a person, so that is very important. He can accelerate the process of the young players to have the right mentality, right identity. He's a mature man, a mature player, and so he will be very important for us, very important.
And in Serie B, I mean, Gigi Buffon is still there at 44 years of age, so 10 years younger. He's a young goalkeeper in comparison.
Yes. It's a good point, good point. And so it will be beautiful to see Gigi Buffon here in Bolzano. It will be amazing. Mediatically, it's a crazy thing. It's a great thing, no? So we are very, very pleased to play some this kind of championship, because it's like A2. It's not Serie B. It's really like first division. A little bit longer, at the teams.
You're having FIFA World Champions coming to Sudtirol to play football, which is beautiful. An amazing advertisement for Serie B and also for your club as well. It's an amazing experience. And Trento down the road, which is, if I remember correctly, is a bigger city.
Yes.
Bolzano is having a win over their brother or sister city there. So,
but there is a great sport culture in both of cities. I will be honest, because Trento has a great volleyball team, great basketball team. Here in Bolzano, there's a great ice hockey team, and there are great sportsmen in the individual sports. In tennis, there is Yannick Sinner. Tanya Canotto was a world champion in the, Tufi? World
diving.
Champion. Yes, diving, yes. And there are some great people. They were born here, and great mentality, individual. The soccer, the Calcio, it wasn't always the center of the interest, but now it is. Now it is very enthusiastic time for all of us. It's a great thing.
So let's talk about the Ivan Javorčić, the player. Back in your day as a player, you debuted with RNK Split as a 15-year-old. Is this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Brescia came for you.
Yes, it's basically the then former coach of Brescia, Edi Rea, that now is national team coach of Albania. He lived in Slovenia, and practically I was a national player. I was a captain of my national team under 18, and he saw me playing. And after the game, he came to me to say me, "You will come with me at Brescia." And I did sleep at his home that night. And then I went to him 7 days at Brescia, and my story really begins like that.
Wow, that's wonderful. And you were a midfielder, a defensive midfielder?
It's true that in Italy I had a center position, about defensive midfield, but in the national team I was offensive midfielder, like number 10, on the tre quarti, how do you say it? But,
number 10
so I did all the roles in the center, in the midfield.
And it was noticeable in your game against Udinese, which I'll come back to. If there was a player of today that everybody knows, what player would you describe was your position? As a box-to-box midfielder as well, would you go from...
Yes, you can say it like that about, I don't know, at the times of today... obviously on the lower level, but a kind of Kroos or Modric player like that, about all-round players on the midfield. They can do both phases. of the game.
Okay, so now we've got some context into Ivan and his playing days. So I will go to your first match. Was it against Napoli at the Maradona?
Yes, there were 60,000 people in Napoli. They're very passionate. No, and for me, it was like a dream come true. No, I was really young, 18 years old. So playing in the stadium like that, it was really incredible. No. Then after that game, I played at Marassi, at Stadio Marassi, and I started in the first, as a starter. That was my first game as a starter. I remember that I played against Verón. That was they were really, really great players like Bogosian, Signori. Great time, great stadiums. So I enjoyed it. It lasted little, but it was beautiful. I enjoyed it.
Short but sweet, we say in English. And so going back to the Napoli game, and it was a big win. I think it was 3-0 against a Napoli side with
Pirlo scored one goal, if I remember well.
Yeah, and this is the 1997-98 season, just so people that are listening in understand what era we're talking about. It was the golden era of Italian football, especially. And you scored a goal that came away against Zaccheroni's Udinese. They finished in third place in 1997-98 behind Inter and Juventus, who won the Scudetto. In that game, Udinese got 2-0 ahead. Johan Wallem with a lovely free kick over the wall. Oliver Bierhoff with a header for 2-0. And then came your moment. Some wonderful vertical passing. I've seen the highlights to open up the Udinese defense. Then it was Milenko Kovacic who passed to you. And then you hit the ball first time into the net from roughly 8 yards.
I came from nowhere.
I've seen your run. You've come over on the far side, and the defenders had no idea you were coming in behind them. A sneaky assassin run into the box.
Yes, it was a beautiful moment. At that moment, I didn't realize that what was happening now, because to score a goal now in the first division, I think I'm still the youngest Croat player that scored the goal or something like that. And it was a really big thing for me. Obviously, when you in that moment, you can understand what is happening now. So when you look at it, the years, it feels good. It feels good.
That's amazing. I mean, that's every male's dream on the planet. Is to, especially back then, especially being picked up by Eddie Rea, being taken to Brescia. You're playing in Serie A at the age of 18. I mean, I can't even begin to think of what it's like to actually score a goal as well at that age. And I did notice you had trouble getting up after the goal. Were you injured after the goal?
No, I kicked someone with my head when I was going up. So at that moment, I was really not. I didn't have a clear mind for about some seconds. No, because from my head, I bumped in someone. I think it was my team player, and for some. Yes. For a few seconds, I was in the. I didn't really realize even more what was happening. Yes. What is?
So you're like the Terminator. You still powered into the box even though you were suffering. In your time at Brescia, you played with the Filippini brothers, Giovanni Stroppa, Daniele Bonera, Florin Raducioiu.
Yes, great player.
A great player, the Romanian striker.
Yes.
And as you said before, Andrea Pirlo.
Yes, even Roberto Baggio. I have an honor to play with him and with Luca Toni. It was I had a really great luck and honor to play with such a great guys, and they make history of football. So I learned a lot about them, and it was a great time.
I've read some other interviews with you from some Italian journalists, and I've noticed that when you realized Roberto Baggio was in the dressing room, what were you thinking?
I had the posters of Roberto Baggio in my room, so when I see him, I couldn't believe it.